A very good morning to all of you. This is Dr. Lubna Siddiqui, currently working as an assistant professor at Alana Institute of Management Science, Pune. The topic for today's seminar is role of NAC on quality of education. As we all know that quality of education matter a lot to each and every person who is associated with it. Now we need to understand that how NAC, whenever I'm talking about higher education institutions, this NAC is the highest accreditation that an institution get from, and how and what is the role of NAC in quality education we'll be seeing in this particular seminar. Okay, moving towards the first slide, I would focus on the higher education institutions forms to be a biggest backbone of a country. It is a complex and a vital issue nowadays, wherein the individual who are concerned about it. Higher education system in India is the third largest in the world and growing day by day. The wide range of challenges and opportunities is emerging with many political, economical, and social implications. And at the same time, it also has led widespread concern on the quality and relevance of higher education. To address this concern, the National Policy on Education 1986 and the Program of Action 1992 spell out the strategic plans for the policies, advocated the establishment of independent National Accreditation Agency. The UGC, University Grant Commission, has established a separate independent accreditation agency, that is National Assessment and Accreditation Council, in the year 1994. The basic why this accreditation is important. First of all, we need to understand that why accreditation helps, or how accreditation helps an institution to flourish. First of all, I would say that quality, or it helps the institution to improve its quality education. The NAC accreditation process follows a transparent, systematic, and objective approach for institutional improvement. To measure the effectiveness and efficiency of higher education institutions, it helps to identify its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenges, to take necessary steps for continuous improvement in the quality of education. NAC plays a great role in accreditation process. First of all, it helps quality improvement, searching in students who are having potential capabilities, attracting investments, public and private funds, encouragement of self-evaluation, involvement of staff and student in activity, confidence and assurance on quality of all stakeholders, widespread recognition and great appreciation of institution, and to motivate the institution to move higher up in the ladder. NAC vision and mission. This NAC is being established with an objective, with a certain vision and mission. From last 27 years, this vision and mission helps various institutions to achieve the great success of, or I could say, improve the education ladder. The vision to make quality defined element of higher education through a combination of self and external quality evaluation, promotion, and sustenance initiative. Mission to arrange for a periodic assessment and accreditation of institution of higher education or units thereof, or specific academic programs or projects, to stimulate the academic environment for promotion of quality of teaching, learning, and research in higher education institution, to undertake the quality related research studies, consultancies, and training programs. Now, how this NAC actually functions, there are basic primary functions, and collaterally there are some complementary, or I would say secondary functions, through which the NAC actually works in the organizations. The first and very foremost important objective of NAC is to assess and accredit the institutions, the various departments or program. It may happen in the organization, may be working with MCA, MBA, or architecture or engineering. They may be accreditation may be done for specific courses, for the specific programs of specific department also. It's not necessary that it is for the institution only, but for the specific courses also it can be done. Coming towards the second objective is to find out or to create a pool of professional accessor who can access the who can assess the overall result, or what you can say, they can assess on the particular parameters, preparing in-house and pre-visit documents for pursuit of assessors, coordinating the on-site visits to its effective completion. Complementary functions are to organize promotional activities which will help to enhance the higher education and assessment and accreditation. First of all, we need to see that developing the pre and post accreditation strategies. What kind of strategy an institution need to follow before the accreditation and after the accreditation. It is necessary. See, in the earlier times also, the institution used to follow institution used to take lot many what we can say, lot many activities used to be taken place, but the paperwork was not that much important. But while going through the NAC accreditation, it is very much necessary that whatever kind of programs that you are whatever activities that are you taking place in the organization, we need to have the record of each and everything with the photographs, with the paper, whatever the dates and schedule of the activities that has been taken place. We need to keep the record of this. And NAC has provided one particular report that is called as self-study report, and that is very much necessary for the institution who is going for the accreditation, that they do prepare SSR. And it will help us to promote the quality of education, as well as the whenever it happens with the stakeholders, it always promote the quality. It helps to encourage to promote the quality. And it is nowadays, it is very much necessary that once you are going through the accreditation process, you should establish a special quality assurance units at the institution, that is internal quality assurance cells. Okay. Moving further, there are certain value framework for the NAC, and wherein they are focusing upon the major aspects. First of all, they are contributing to the national development. Secondly, they are fostering the global competencies among the students. Third, it inculcates a value system among the students. Fourth, it promotes the use of technology. Fifth, it promotes the quest of excellence. Now, various advantages while the accreditation has been taking place. Once the accreditation takes place, there are a lot of advantages to the institution. The institution will come to know about the various strengths, weaknesses and opportunities through a continuous reviewing process. Okay. Identification of internal areas where planning and resources allocation can be done. Funding agencies looks for an objective data for performing funding. Like for students, there are certain agencies who provide scholarship, so this can be identified and the institution can get linked up with it and can get benefited. The students at the end, the end users can be benefited with this. Coming towards the next benefit, that institution initiate the innovative and modern methods of pedagogy. It has intra and inter-institutional interactions, which helps to create a sound and challenging academic environment in the institution. Okay. Now, what are the various benefits to the students? As I told you in my previous slides also, that the students get benefited through, first of all, to the scholarship, various financial funding agencies that helps to study, take the study on the scholarship basis. Then through the integrated programs and activities of higher education institutions, the students will earn balance and high quality of professional education, enhance the employability of graduates on par with the corporate world. Students become competent in various fields to achieve his goals and due to the good academic environment. Now it is the third advantage to the employer. It is very much necessary that my employer should be getting satisfied on the quality aspect, on the whatever the courses they are offering. There should be proper skill set should be developed. NAC accreditation assures that and provides the potential employer that students with the industry ready skill set. Due to the NAC accreditation, there is a generation of qualified human resources. Employers look for useful information on the quality of education offered to the potential recruits. Overall development of the faculty has to compulsorily undergo an orientation and induction program. NAC recommends incentive for projects and recommendable research. Financial assistance for the paper publication, for presentation and fellowship are provided by the NAC. So we need to the employees get motivated and get publish their papers into highly qualified registered UGC recognized journals. Now moving towards advantages to the parents and stakeholders. Definitely it reflects quality in education which is having potential skills and knowledge. Parents will know that the children pursues excellent teaching and learning environment helpful for his or her bright future. Alumni feels proud about the good status of their institution. Organization and establishment of scholarship funds to help the needy and deserving students. Creation of alumni forum for exchange of idea on academic, cultural and social issues. Now the recently I would say that the new education policy that has been about to implement in the year 2020, it has encourages multidisciplinary in offering the programs. No rigid separation between the science, arts and commerce students. Students can opt to subjects across different streams. Internship and vocational education from the higher school onwards, this will be implemented. Ability enhanced courses, skill enhancement courses, vocational courses and internship will also be provided, taking into consideration. And this is how the NAC will play somewhere a major role in the new educational policy also. But still we are waiting that how it will be implemented. Certain extra co-curriculum activities, collaboration and partnership with the drive opportunity for the youth or young people. Moving towards the second last slide of the presentation, definitely there are a lot of challenges and we have to look forward. The quality, whenever we are talking about quality, it is very critical issues and it has become very much complex due to the globalization of education and extensive use of educational technology. The quality assurance system have to constantly modify the process to address a growing variety of open and distance learning opportunities which is stimulated by the use of information and technologies. The review procedure developed for conventional systems are hardly sufficient for electronic delivery mode which has a wider research. The emergence of higher education institution with an objective of privatization and commercialization creates little problem. Assurance of quality in education should lead to the nation building. This is how overall we will be facing a lot of many challenges while implementing this particular policy. And that's all for today. Thank you so very much.